So I'm here as a self-help book reader that channels all the knowledge that I get from books, puts it into practicality, gives you reviews, and allows you to choose the best books that would help you. Okay, that is what I do. So if you're into the self-help genre, this is a video that is going to help you. But if you're someone who is not into self-help, you better click up this video, because we're talking about how to help yourself and elevate yourself. So I'm going to be reviewing the books I read this month. I read over 20 books, 23 to be precise. I'm going to be sectioning them into physical books and the digital ones, so the audible ones that I read. So this particular video is just for the physical books. But we're going to do this video with a twist. The twist is I'm going to tell you everything that I remember about these books, whether I like them or not, out of the top of my head. I have no notes, I've not written anything. We're just going to brainstorm and see how good my memory is when it comes to this, because one of the things that people talk about is the fact that when you read self-help books, they don't help you, you can't remember anything. We're going to test it out together, okay? And we're going to be real on here. So the books are right here that I've got, so we're just going to go and brainstorm one by one each and then see where we can get at, okay? All right, the first book that we've got is Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Coleman. Now, this is one of the most famous books that you can ever find when it comes to emotional intelligence. Now, what I remember from this book, it sort of talks about that your emotions are what determine your life. Your emotions are what determine how you move on in life, how you fail in life, how you succeed in life. That what differentiates you from a crying person or a happy person is how you handle your emotions. Now, this book, I kind of rate it a 3.5 to 4 star, based on the fact that it's not an easy book to read. It takes a couple of hours. I think you can read this for about 7 hours, but I just like the practical examples in here. I love what it talks about mind, medicine, and all that kind of thing. So this book, as far as I remember, it is a 3.5 to a 4. The next book is Attached. Now, I remember this book vividly because of the negativity attached to this book, okay, in my opinion. And this is something that you have to remember, that we as human beings, we do remember negative things and we remember positive things. Even when you watch videos, you always gravitate towards a negative title rather than a positive title. Newspapers do this a lot. They buy things, they make sales on negativity, they thrive on negativity. So this particular book, I can tell you that I can remember what I read from this book. I rated this book a 2 star. This book, Attached, is one of the most famous books that is written. It's written by Dr. Amir Levine and Rachel Hiller. I didn't like this book. So the concept of this book is that it's meant to tell you your attachment style, whether you're avoidant, secure, or anxious. That's the word, or anxious. But it does neglect people who have a confused sort of attachment style, who do not know where they lie and they're just in between attachment style. The first half of this book, the first 100 pages of this book, I remember this, it doesn't really tell you about attachment. It tells you how great this book is, how it's important for you to buy this book, why you should have this book, why everybody in the world should have this book. However, if you're looking for how, this book is not a book that is going to give you a how. It's going to give you the knowledge just a bit, but not a how. It gives examples about couples, but it doesn't give you the solution. Like if you're someone who has an avoidance style book, in this book you are toxic and you're looked down really in a negative way, in my opinion. If you're someone who has a secure attachment style, you're praised in this book, you're the hero of this book. It doesn't tell you that if you are someone who suffers from an avoidant attachment style, how can I become secure? And also it says that your attachment style did not start when you were a child. So where did it start then? Like pinpoint to me where this attachment style came from. It neglects that point of view and doesn't explain to you a bit more. So for me, famous as it is, and it says it has sold over 2 million copies, but the reality of the book is that it's a meh for me. I remember this one. Now, the next one is Colon Health. I'm in the process of still reading this book because this is one of the books that is very practical. This was given to me by my mom. It is a book that I would say everyone should pick up. It's a small short book. It talks about your colon, and if you do not know this, your colon is the thing that runs your body, runs your whole, is the interface of your body. You know, your gut health is just important as anything. Everything comes from your stomach and communicates it to the brain. You have to take care of your gut, what you eat, what you do, and all that stuff. The key part that I got from here is colon irrigation, which means that you go and have your colon cleaned every 6 times in a year to maintain a very good health and a good colon. So this is something that I'm going to do very soon, and this book is just a very good book. So if you're struggling with your health, you're struggling with IBS, like I do, or any gut problems, this book is the one for you. I feel like I'm just stumbling on negativity every single time. Now, if you've not watched my YouTube short that I did, then I'm gonna enlighten you. If you've watched it, then you already know what I think about this book. Now, the psychology of money. Let's talk about how many people talk about this book. So many people say this is the book that is going to make you rich. This is a book that's going to transform your money mindset. This is the #1 top book to buy. So I say to myself, why not? Why not buy this book? So I bought myself this book, and honestly speaking, I can tell you what I remember from this book, top of my head, because I didn't like this book. I would rate this book a 1 star. I read this book within 2 hours and I was done. I was done reading this book. First of all, it's not straightforward. It talks about very complex issues, very complex things. It gives complex examples of people who have had money. It gives, I don't know, all the names of all those rich people. Honestly speaking, in order for you to get the knowledge out of this book, you have to read the whole chapter and then you find the answer to it. It's not practical for me. It didn't give anything that would be valuable for me. So as a lay person, as a normal ordinary girl trying to improve my money, trying to help my mindset, this book is not something that I would say is really good. The Psychology of Money, yes, it's a top seller, yes, everyone talks about it, but for me, no. This was a 1 star. I'm happy to send this book to anyone who needs to read it, and you can judge it your own self, because nah. Then on the topic of money mindset. Now this book, Money Mindset, I had a whole video where I talked about it. Now the reason as to why I particularly like this book is that it's very practical. It tells you about your money. It tells you about your spending. It tells you about your assets. It tells you where you're making your mistake. It tells you how you feel about money, your communication towards money, your attitude towards money, your emotional attachment towards money. It does at the end of the book tell you about things like investment, which I didn't read until I get to that point whereby I'm ready and open to read about stuff to do with investment and all that kind of thing. I'm not checking the book to tell you what I learned from the book, but it's just, you know, the book if you want to build wealth, and it tells you that wealth is something that everybody can have if you start making certain choices in life, which is very good. It's a short, sweet book that I bought in a charity shop for £2.50, but the knowledge that I got out of this book is worth millions of money. So I'm going to reread this book again to help me understand money. So I would recommend this book when it comes to money, if you're someone like me, rather than The Psychology of Money. It's very complex, it's very long. By the time you get to the end of it, you can't even remember what you need to put into practice to help you with money. But with this one, it's just nice, sweet, and straight to the point. Very practical, tells you about your mindset, building wealth. 5 star. The next book we've got is Sleep Smarter by Sean Stevenson. I remember I hinted about this book. Now, I can't remember very much about this book and the things that I got out of this book. I just remember hints here and there, bits and bits. But from what I remember is that everything, I think it's going to be similar to another book very soon, that everything that you have revolves, that how your life runs every day is dependent on how much sleep you got. Things like diseases, Alzheimer's, you know, fat, weight gain or weight loss, all those things are associated with sleep. When I read this book, I understood so much things about the microbiome, you know, serotonin, melatonin, you know, all those kind of complex words and stuff like that. It's a very good book. I do love this book. It's good. It has a practical way how you can help yourself, you know, sleep better with questionnaires and stuff like that. So it's more of like a practical book. This is why I love sleep books. So good. But in terms of reading this book, I would rate this book I rated this book, from what I remember, I think I must have rated it a 3, based on the fact that it's very complex. It's not an easy to read book. It's not as easy as you can think that you want to sort of read it. It's not, no, it's just, it's very complex. It's just very complex. The other book is 4 Weeks to Better Sleep. Now, I remember this book because I love this book. I enjoyed this book when it comes to sleep. It's an easy to read. Now, if you look at both these books, they kind of look the same in size, but when I talk about easy to read is the writing of it. Now this book is by Dr. Michael Mosley, and even to mention that it's by Dr. Michael Mosley. This is so good. It's an easy to read. I highlighted this book that is quite folded. I highlighted this book in so many forms and so many ways. Why I like this book is because it had a diet plan in here. It had bits of what you can eat to help you sleep, because your food is so important and it determines whether you sleep or you don't sleep. I liked it. I read this book a 5-star. At the end of it, it has a plan, which is a 4-week plan to help you sleep better. I'm yet to make a video whereby I implement everything that is in this book to see if it actually does work. So I like it. It's the same thing, talking about your microbiome, talking about, you know, your sleep, talking about the REM, your light sleep, deep sleep, you know, the time when you wake up, the time when you go to sleep, practical steps, how you should sleep, when you should sleep, how melatonin is important in your body. It doesn't make you sleep, but it aids, you know, the productivity of you sleeping. So if you really are struggling with sleep or insomnia, hopefully it's not very serious, but pick up this book. I think it was published this year from what I can remember, because I picked up this book from the bookshelf this year. Apparently it was first published in 2020, so I don't know if it's a refurbishment or all that, but I did, you know, see this book, you know. So yeah, I practically like this book and I would recommend you to get this book. I loved reading it. The other one is You Can Be an Optimist. Now, I also remember this book because of the negative attachment to this book. Now, I'm testing my memory here, but I think I rated this book a 1.5 to a 2-star. Now, if you're starting off your self-help journey and your book reading journey, this would be a book for you. And if you're someone who struggles with negative emotions quite a lot and finds it hard to kind of see good things out of the darkness, this is very good. If you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, this is a good book for you. But if you're into the self-help journey and you're reading quite a lot of books, this book would not be the one for you, because there's so much that you can write about being an optimist and being an optimistic person. Because to be honest, in life, being an optimistic person is just a key thing in life. The reason as to why I rated this book a 2-star is because it has a journal in here. Hopefully the light doesn't take it away, but it does have a journal written in here. Now this journal itself, it tells you about things like your key event of the day, what did you tell yourself, positive self-talk, how I worried about things today, if so why did I worry, optimistic interpretation, and action plan. So the book itself is a very good book when it comes to this journal, but everything else is like, how many times are you going to tell me to be positive in medicine, to be positive in life, to be positive at the job, to be positive at... It's just, you know, those books that are stretched out a lot, that shouldn't be stretched out a lot. It's one of them. It's one of them. I didn't enjoy this book. I really did not enjoy this book. No. Then the last one is The Diary of the CEO. I just did a whole video on this, so check it out. Now I remember this book because it's a recent book that I just read. I read it 2 weeks ago. It's got it's got 33 Laws of Business of Life by Stephen Ballard. This book is a very well written self-help book. I'll give him credit where credit is due, because I had to put notes on here. Some of the laws are like, you know, don't behave like an ostrich, because an ostrich has a behavior of curling in when it sees danger. And in life, when we sense danger, we tend to run away instead of taking risks. Sometimes that's a time when you have to jump in and, you know, achieve the things that you want to achieve. It also says that take care of your foundation, and your first foundation is your health. When you take away everything in your life, you're still left with, you know, your health is a driving force for everything. It talks about the 5 buckets, which are knowledge, skill, your network, your resources. I loved all those buckets. I think that was the starter of the whole book. I just love the way it's written. I love the titles. It's very easy to read. All the laws are very practical. They're very good. If you're struggling and you want to get something to motivate you and help you, if you're starting up a business, you're a creator, you're not a creator, you know, you're doing anything in terms of business, in terms of life, this book incorporates it very much. I know I've spoken a mouthful of things about this book, but this is one of the books that you don't judge it by the cover, you don't judge it by the writer of the book, but by the knowledge that it's going to give you. Because the knowledge I got from this book is a lifetime sort of book. The books that I'm going to sort of read again are these two books. I need to reread them again before this year ends, because how sweet is knowledge, how sweet is the beauty of having knowledge, you know, and the beauty of knowing something. How rich is it? Okay, so yeah, this book definitely. So that's the end of the books. I am so glad with myself, and I'm happy with myself that I happen to remember most of the things. I don't remember word for word, but I can remember something from the book. One tip I want to say to you that you're going to live with in this video with is that when you read books, you probably remember one or two or three things, and that's okay. So the more you read, the more you compile knowledge, and the more it becomes very helpful and useful for you. So every single time you're reading, every single time you're getting a book, don't be worried reading word for word. Just know, get something that is going to change your life and transform your life and make you a better person. And this is what some of these books have done and not done. So I'm glad and I'm happy for myself. I'm gonna rate myself an 8 because girl, you actually remembered most of the things in the book, which is great. So let me know which book you've read, which book you would pick up, and what you think about this kind of like, let's remember books at the top of my head as fast as we can. Okay, my name is Lucia Kawa, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This microphone has been all over my face and hitting me. Hopefully that's the end of it. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.